Chapter 11. After the death of Adam and of Eve, Seth separated his children and his children's children from Cain's children. Cain and his seed went down and lived to the west, below the place where he had killed his brother Abel. But Seth and his children lived to the north on the mountain of the Cave of Treasures, in order to be near to their father Adam. And Seth, the oldest of his people, tall and good, with a worthy soul and of a strong mind, stood at the head of his people, and tended to them in innocence, patience, and meekness, and did not allow even one of them to go down to Cain's children. And because of their purity, they were named children of God, and they were with God instead of the host of angels who fell, for they continued in praises to God, and in singing songs to him in their cave, the Cave of Treasures. Then Seth stood before the bodies of his father Adam and of his mother Eve, and he prayed night and day, and asked for mercy for himself and his children, and that when he had some difficulty dealing with a child, God would give him counsel. But Seth and his children did not like mundane work, but set themselves to do heavenly things, because they had no other thought other than praises, worship, and psalms to God. Therefore did they at all times hear the voices of angels, praising and glorifying God, from within the garden, or when they were sent by God on an errand, or when they were going up to heaven. Because of their own purity, Seth and his children heard and saw the angels. The garden was not far above them, only about 15 spiritual, heavenly cubits. 1 spiritual cubit is equal to 3 cubits of man, altogether 45 cubits. Seth and his children lived on the mountain below the garden. They did not sow nor reap. They made no food for the body, not even wheat, but only enough for offerings. They ate the flavorful fruit of trees that grew on the mountain where they lived. Seth often fasted for 40 days, as did also his oldest children. The family of Seth smelled the smell of the trees in the garden when the wind blew that way. They were happy, innocent, without sudden fear. There was no jealousy, no evil action, nor hatred among them. There was no animal passion. No one among them spoke either foul words or curse. There was neither evil intention nor fraud. The men of that time never swore, but when under hard circumstances, when men must swear, they swore by the blood of Abel the just. But every day they compelled their children and their women to fast and pray, and to worship the Most High God in the cave. They blessed themselves by being near the body of their father Adam, and anointed themselves with it. And they did so until the end of Seth drew near. Author's note: it is unclear what the men anointed themselves with. It could be oil, blessed by being left close to the body of Adam. To think that they anointed themselves with the oils from the dead body would violate religious laws that would be established later than the story, yet far earlier than the writing of this 3rd century text.